I think this question has an obvious answer. You could just look at the title and go, Jeremy, it's Miranda. And yes, Ella definitely has a bit of favor here. And the question that I want to pose is, do you think that Ella low key wants Calvin to get back with Miranda? Yeah. And it's kind of weird. It goes back to the wonky writing because I remember somebody pointed out that there was an episode where Ella sat down with Miranda and Laura pretty much to kind of be the peacemaker in terms of the friction they were going through at the time. Because look, there have been a number of episodes across all 5 of these seasons of the reboot where Laura and Miranda would clash about something. And it's kind of weird because in that first season of the reboot and into the second one, Ella was Team Miranda. I mean, I think even before Laura and Calvin even, got together, like even before Calvin introduced Laura to his folks, Miranda was just so annoying. She was pretty much Steve Urkel. She was Kimmy Gibbler, always popping up unannounced, trying to, see if she can schedule one of her random pop-ups to be when Calvin was around the neighborhood, so to speak. And as a result, Calvin felt bent out of shape because of the fact that Miranda would constantly go to his family for advice, and it's like, no, nuh-uh, you need to stop, Miranda. Like, anything concerning our son, absolutely you can swing by and whatnot, but constantly going to my mom for help or constantly, badgering my family, that's not going to fly. And I completely agree with him. It makes, a lot of sense. But Ella would get stern with him. Now, Miranda is the mother of my grandchild. And it's like, yeah, that's true. But Calvin would straight up say, it's like you don't even care what I think, Ma. And she didn't. And I'm like, dang, that's foul. I mean, let's be real here. CJ experienced the same thing with Ella because remember when Janine was quote unquote trying to get clean, and I say quote unquote because remember the first couple times she claimed she wanted help, she lied because it's not like CJ just threw out in the cold and whatnot, because I could be wrong, but I think one time he tried to help her either with rehab or to let her stay at the house or whatnot, but he ended up getting robbed by her or something, or went into rehab and she quit. I forgot the original series. It's been a long time since I just sat down and watched it, but I know that he was upset when Ella completely disregarded how he felt about Janine when she tried to help. And it wasn't until Janine stole from Ella did she get upset with her. So Ella's going to do what Ella's going to do. CJ and Calvin's feelings be damned. Because remember, Janine and, CJ got a divorce from Janine. And Calvin and Miranda were divorced. But either way, they knew Miss Ella was a source of goodwill and love, and they would go to her for help. And that would make the men who are blood relatives of Ella bent out of shape, and rightfully so, but she wouldn't care. She doesn't care. Now, when it comes down to what's going on currently, Ella has this thing where she just doesn't like Laura. And she's making all these plans and whatnot to flake on Laura and not meet with her parents and whatnot. And more often than not, these plans either, involve the help center or involve Miranda. And it's just one of those things where I wouldn't be surprised if she's purposefully giving Laura the cold shoulder to not make her feel welcome, all in the name to eventually make it so Miranda and her son get back together again. Which I think is messed up on so many levels. But yeah, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that if given the choice, Ella would happily welcome Miranda back into the family yet again if her and Calvin got remarried. But that's really messed up because Calvin, well, it's hard. I can't say he's moved on because, like I said, the writing is really weird. Like one minute, Miranda, stop popping up. The next minute, me and Miranda are cool. Laura, you just bugging. And then another minute, hey, I love Miranda. And it's just weird. But yeah, I think that if given the choice, Ella would happily welcome Miranda back, because literally she's still part of the family. And it's just weird that when Elaine's like, you get to know Laura and make time for it without Miranda. It sucks that that even has to be stated. It should be understood that Ella, get to know my daughter, but Miranda isn't your daughter-in-law anymore. So just keep that in mind. It's just, I don't know. Ella is a trip. She really is. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.